So we get the equation y equals to k over x squared. So substitute our x and y values to find out constant k. So y is equals to 1 when k is equals to 10. Therefore, we know k is equals to 100. So our equation is y equals to 100 over x squared. So the first one, this is when x equals to 1. So 100 over 1 squared, which is just 100. 100 over 2 squared, which is equals to 25. And the next one, 100 over 5 squared, which is equals to 4. Question 5. We taught that Ben and Largo have some identical packets. So Ben has 20 lots of the packet, and the total weight is 32 kilograms. And Largo has 25, so we want to find out how much. So one way to do this is just using the unit method. So how much does one pack cost? Weights. So we divide by 20 on both sides. So one pack was 1.6 kilograms. And how much does 25 pack worth? So 25 pack will worth 40 kilograms. So the answer would just be 40 kilograms. Okay, question 6. We have Robert mix 50 liters of green paints by mixing liters of yellow paints and liters of blue paints in the ratios 2 to 3. Okay, so yellow paints is sold in 5 liters tins. Each tin of yellow paints costs this much. And blue paints are sold in 10 liters and each tin costs this much. So Robert sells all green paints he makes in 10 liters tins. He sells each tin of green paint for that much. So work out his percentage profit. So firstly, let's look at how many liters of yellow and blue paint do he need to make green. So he have green paint of 50 liters. And they are in the ratio of yellow to blue. So yellow 2 and blue 3. And so there's 5 parts. So each part would be, so there's 2 parts of yellow to 3 parts of blue. So there's 5 parts and we need 50. So each part represents 10. So he would need 20 liters of yellow and 30 liters of blue. So let's look at here. So yellow paints are sold in 5 liters tin. So how many tins do he need? So yellow would equals to 20 divided by 5. So he needs 4 tins. And each of those costs £26. So the total cost of yellow paint is £104. Then look at blue. Blue are sold in 10 liters and he needs 30. So blue would be 30 divided by 10. So he needs to buy 3 tins. And each costs £48. So the total cost for blue paint is £144. Then so the total cost for mixing them together, so the total cost equals to 104 plus 144, which is £248. So that's total cost. Then we taught Robert sell all the green paints in 10-liter tins. So how many tins can he sell? So green paint. So he's making 50 liters, and each comes in 10 liters. So he can make 5 tins. Therefore, the cost, so he sells each tin for 66.96. So his total revenue is going to be 5 times 66.96. Which is 334.8. So the total revenue is this. Then what's his total profit? It's going to be the total revenue minus the total cost which is 86.8. But work out the percentage profit on each tin. So the cost for one tin would equals to 248 divided by 5 because he made 5 tins. Which is 49.6. So cost for one tin is 49.6, and profit for one tin is 86.8 divided by 5. So 86.8 divided by 5, which is 17.36. So work out the percentage profit. So we're going to use our formula, which is profit divided by cost multiplied by 100. So profit is 17.36, cost is 49.6 multiplied by 100. So percentage profit is 35%. So question 7. A car travels 18 minutes at average speed of 72 kilometers per hour. How far will the car travel in those 18 minutes? So this is speed equals distance over time. This question, we want to find out how far did it travel, so we want to find the distance. So distance is equals to speed multiplied by time. And remember, our unit need to be the same. So this is kilometers per hour, therefore, but this is in minutes. So we need to convert the minutes into hours. So speed is 72, and there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. So to convert 18 to minutes to hour, we need to divide by 60. So we should have the answer is 21.6. The next part, David says 72 kilometers per hour is faster than 20 meters per second. So 72 kilometers per hour, and this is 20 meters per second. So let's look at how much 22 kilometers per hour is in meters per second. So let's do this. So 72 kilometers is going to be equals to 72,000 meters. then 1 hour is equals to 3,600 seconds. So meters per second, so we do 72,000 divided by 3,600. So we have 20 meters per second. So David says 72 kilometers per hour is faster than 20 meters per second. And that is not right, because 72 kilometers per hour is equals to 20 meters per second. So David is not correct. Then next part we have drives 200 miles in 4 hours, average speed. So speed is just equals to distance over time. Distance is 200 and time is 4, so you have 50. Judy drives at an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour for 2 hours 45 minutes. Work out the number of miles. So again, this is speed equals distance over time. So we still want to find out distance. So this is a tricky question. Remember, it wants you to give your answers in miles, and this is in kilometers. So let's do the first step. So let's find out the distance it travels. So we have distance is equals to speed times time. So distance, so we know our speed is 80. And the time is 2 hours 45 minutes. So we want to convert this into decimals. Remember, there is 60 minutes in an hour, so this is 0.75. So the time would be 2 hours 75. Which our distance is 220 kilometers. But you want your answers in miles, so we need to convert kilometers into miles. And the conversion is that the conversion from kilometers to miles is 508. So you should get 137.5. So the conversion from kilometers into miles into multiply by 508. So a liquid A and B are mixed to make liquid C. So this is a density question. So remember, density is equals to mass over volume. So let's look at, we want to work out the density for C. So we need to find the total mass and the total volume. So in A, so liquid A, we have density over mass over volume. So we have density and mass, so we need to find the volume for A. So volume is equals to mass divided by density. So our mass is 1,400 and our density is 70. So the volume would be 20 meter cubed. Then let's look at B. again, we have density equals to mass over volume. This time we have volume, so we need to find out mass. And mass is equals to density multiplied by volume. Our density is 280. Our volume is 30. So our mass is going to be 8,400 kilograms. Okay, so remember liquid C is a mix of A and B. So the total mass is going to be 1,400 plus 8,400 . $9,800. Total volume is 20 plus 30, which is 50. Then using our formula, density is mass over volume. So total mass is 9,800 over volume is 50. So it's 196. Okay, question 11. We have y is proportional to x squared. Then change that into equation. Change this into equals k multiply. So we have y equals to k x squared. Then we find the value of the constant k by substituting the values of x and y. So we have y equals 100 equals to k multiplied by 5 squared. So we have 100 equals to 25k. So we know our constant k is 4. Then we look at work out the values for y when x equals to 3. So we have our equation. Y is equals to 4x squared. So we substitute x equals to 3 into the equation. So we have y equals to 36. So we have Katie invest this amount into a saving account for 4 years, pays compound interest. So this is just another compound interest problem. So our initial amount multiplied our compound multiplier, which is 100% plus 1.5%, 101.5%, change it into a decimal, which is 1.015. And it's 4 years. So you get 212,272.71. Then but the question asks you to find the amount of interest. So amount of interest is just your total amount minus your initial amount. So your interest is 272.71. So this would be your interest. Okay, question 13. We told that Abra bought a house for this amount. The value of the house depreciates by this amount in the first year. Then the house depreciate by this amount in the second year. Is he right? So let's look at it. When it's depreciation, this means it's a percentage decrease. So let's look at, let's work out the multiplier. So we start with 100%. So we decrease by 4%. So he's left with 96%. So as a multiplier, this is 0.96. Then for the second year, again we start with 100%. This time it's decreased by 2.5%. That is 97.5%. Changing into a multiplier is 0.97.5. Remember, if we want to work out the values, we always start with our initial amount. Then we multiply by our decrease in the first year. Then we multiply by our decrease in the second year. This is 975 by our second year. So multiply those two amounts together, we get 0.96 multiplied by 0.975. We have 0.936. So let's have a look. If we start with 1, so 93.6 times 100. So this is, now the value is from the original amount is now only 93.6% of the original amount. So we start with 100, and now this only was 93.6%, and there is a reduce of 6.4%. Therefore, IBOR is not correct. The value of IBOR's house increased by this amount in the third year. At the end of the third year, the value of IBOR's house is this amount. Work out the value of X. So we just worked out IBOR's house is 145. So at the end of the first year, you multiply by 0.96. At the end of second year, you multiply by 0.975. At the end of the third year, you multiply by amount, which we don't know. We're just going to call this T for third year. So this is our third year multiplier, which we're going to find out. And we thought it's going to be 14000. Let's calculate. So 145000 multiplied by 0.96 multiplied by 0.975 is equals to 135720 multiplied by a multiplier give you this. So a multiplier is going to be so rearranging our equation, 140 divided by 135720. So our multiplier is going to be equals to 1.0315. So we know that, so change that into a percentage. So our decimal multiplier, multiply by 100, we have 103.15%. So if you remember, we always start with 100%. We know the value is now 103.15. So minus 100. So there is an increase of 3.15%. Okay, thank you everyone.